And welcome to another fic reading. This time I'm gonna take a break from Celestia versus Luna. I'll do chapter 3 another time. But now I think I want to read my newest fic called Fall of Equestria. Not to get it confused with Fallout Equestria. Of course, you probably can see the image of the fic right about now. But anyway, start off with chapter 1 entitled Prologue, Love and Tragedy. 1011 years ago, it was Monday. Two mares lay in the grass, looking up at the clouds. One was dark blue with blue hair. The other was white with silver hair. "Oh, look," said the white mare, pointing up at a cloud. I misspelled that. Pointing up at a cloud. "Looks like a duck. And that one looks like a cat." The two giggled. "You know, Aura," said the dark blue mare, "it's days like this I look forward to, when the two of us can get together and hang out." "Me too, Moonbeam. Me too." Moonbeam looked to her left at Aura, and Aura looked to her right. "There's no place I'd rather be more than with you," said Moonbeam. Aura smiled. The two then leaned in to kiss when a red foal with blue hair ran up to them. "Hey, Oh," she said, stopping. "Am I interrupting?" asked Aura. "Yes." "Oh, don't be mean," said Moonbeam. "She's your sister." Aura groaned. "What do you want, Amber?" "Well, I was thinking we could play later?" asked the foal. "I'm bored and need some pony to play with." Yeah, said Aura later. Amber smiled. "Yay." "Now can you," Aura started to say, motioning to Moonbeam with her head. "Oh, right," said Amber. "Sorry, I'll just go. Yeah. Okay, see ya, sis." "See ya," said Aura. "See ya, Moonbeam." Moonbeam smiled and waved before Amber turned and trotted away. "Finally," said Aura. "Don't be so hard on her," said Moonbeam. She's a sweet kid." "I know she is, but we hardly get the chance to see each other anymore. And I want to spend every second I have with you." Moonbeam smiled as the two closed their eyes and kissed. Later that night, Aura lay in her bed, trying to get some sleep when she heard her bedroom door creak open. She turned in her bed and let out a sleepy groan. "Who is it?" she asked. "Sis?" asked Amber, slowly trotting in. "Amber, what is it? What do you want?" The filly stood beside the bed, looking up at her sister. "You're still not mad about before, are you?" Aura let out a sigh. "Come here," she said, pulling the covers back a bit. Amber jumped up on the bed and slid under the covers. Aura tucked her in and got her comfy. "Amber, I'm not mad at you. It's just that I don't get to see Moonbeam as often as I'd like. And, well, I like her." Like, asked Amber. Aura nodded. "Oh. I love you, little sister, but when I'm with Moonbeam, I like to spend all the time I can with her, because I like her." "I understand," said Amber, "but I don't see her tomorrow, so we have all day to play." Amber smiled. "Really?" Really. "Okay," said Amber, "then I'm gonna sleep so tomorrow comes faster." "You do that," said Aura, rubbing her nose against Amber's. The filly let out a little giggle. "Love you, sis," said Amber, getting out of Aura's bed. "Love you too." Amber headed for the door. "Amber?" asked Aura. Amber stopped and turned around. "Yeah? Any point in giving you trouble about your special talent?" Amber's smile faded slightly. "Yeah, but it's nothing I can't handle." "Well, if they ever give you any trouble, come to me, okay?" Amber nodded. "Yeah." She backed out of the room. "Night." "Night, sis." Amber left the room and stood in the hall, thinking. Flashback sequence. A male foal shoved Amber into a tree. The filly let out a grunt. "What's wrong, freak?" asked the male foal. Amber put a hoof to her head as she felt blood. Tears filled her eyes. "Why don't you use your freakish powers and fight back?" asked the second foal. Amber began shedding tear after tear as she looked at the three foals. "Stop," she whimpered. "Stop?" asked the third foal. "You gonna make us?" he asked, shoving her again. "I said stop," yelled Amber. The three foals were knocked backwards and slid across the grass. Amber stood and cried for another second before running away. End of flashback. A tear fell from the filly's eye as she headed down the hall to her room. Once there, she got in bed and pulled the covers up. "Why me?" she whimpered. It was about an hour or so before she finally managed to cry herself to sleep. The next day, Amber and Aura headed out into the field and looked up at the sky. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" asked Aura. Amber ran a few feet away and began rolling in the grass and chasing butterflies, giggling and laughing as she did so. Aura sat under a nearby tree and watched, smiling and enjoying that her sister was having fun. After a few minutes, Amber ran over and jumped on Aura, knocking her over. The two laughed and giggled. "You're the best, sis," said Amber, hugging Aura. "Oh, Amber, I feel the same way," said Aura, hugging back. "I wish we could do this every day." "We have our whole life," said Aura. "We have all the time we need, because we'll always be together." I didn't put quotations. "Always together," said Amber, smiling. 8 years later. "I'm going out," yelled Amber, heading for the front door. Aura ran over. "Okay, just be careful, alright? You were bullied a lot when you were a kid, when you found your special talent." Sis," Amber interrupted. "I'm 16. I think I can handle myself," she said, opening the door. "Right," said Aura. "Of course." Amber smiled and headed out. "See you later." Aura stood in the doorway and watched her sis trot off. "Yeah, see ya." Amber arrived at the border of the village. There was an abandoned shack there which she liked to visit as a foal. She opened the door and stepped inside, looking around. A smile spread across her face as she walked around the shack. Candles were set up around the edge, and there was a grandfather clock next to the doorway. She stood in front of the clock and ran a hoof across. She stood in front of the clock and ran a hoof across its smooth surface. It wobbled slightly due to its left legs being worn from age. I'm going to delete that. When she was done, she headed back to the front door and opened it. The three colts who bullied her were standing there. "Hello, Amber," said the brown one. Amber let out a gasp. Aura was pacing back and forth, worrying about her sister. "I'm sure she's fine," she reassured herself. "She's fine." The brown colt shoved Amber, who stumbled backwards. "Remember us, freak?" asked the colt. Amber had a frightened look on her face as she tried to run past them. "Please let me go," she yelled. The colt blocked her and shoved her back inside, slamming the door shut. The force from the slam caused the clock to tip over, blocking the door. "Bet she's scared now, huh?" asked the colt. The other two snickered. Amber had stumbled backwards into 2 candle stands. The flames set the wooden floors on fire. Amber looked around in fright. "No! Somebody help!" she screamed. The colts outside were laughing until they smelled smoke. "Is that smoke?" asked the yellow colt. I'm sure it's nothing," the brown colt stammered. Amber let out a scream and ran to the clock to try and push it out of the way. It wouldn't budge. When it fell, it had broken through a weak spot in the floor and was stuck. "Help!" yelled the mayor. "Please!" The yellow colt and the blue colt looked at the brown one. "We have to help her," said the blue colt. The brown colt took a step back. The fire spread across the floor, weakening the floorboards and causing 2 more candle stands to tip over. Those caused 2 more to fall. Amber tried using her ability, but a rafter from the ceiling fell on top of her. She let out a yelp as she was pinned to the floor. Tears streamed down her face when she suddenly heard a deep, dark voice. "Amber," it said, "looks like you could use some help." Who's there?" Aura stopped pacing. "I'm gonna go check on her," she said, heading for the door. Amber tried to open her eyes, but the heat from the fire was getting intense. "I can help," said the dark voice, "if you let me." "Then help me," said Amber weakly. "But I need something in return." Anything. I can give you the power to take your vengeance upon this world in exchange for your eternal servitude." "Eternal servitude?" "Yes, I have created a demon realm called Oh yeah, I was right. Yes, I have created a demon realm called Another World, and I needed someone to be in charge. Amber couldn't keep her eyes open any longer. The heat was burning them. Anything. Just, please, help me. Excellent, echoed the voice. Aura arrived at the burning shack and stared wide-eyed in horror. What's going on? The Colts looked at her. It was an accident, yelled the brown Colt. I didn't... Amber was suddenly struck with an invisible force. A strange new energy coursed through her body, causing her great pain. She let out a yell as black smoke shot from her eyes and mouth. Sis, yelled Aura. Amber! She ran towards the shack. Amber! A burst of black smoke erupted from Amber, causing the shack to explode. The blast sent wooden shards in every direction. A couple floorboards hit Aura in the face and knocked her out. When she regained consciousness, she stood and rubbed her head. Amber, she asked. Amber! She looked around frantically. There was no pony in sight. Both her sister and the Colts were gone. Amber! She yelled. Amber! And that's it for chapter 1. I was thinking a little over 1,000 words, which I'm trying to do now on my recent fix, having the chapters over 1,000 words. So yeah, a lot happened in this. This was setting up the story for the rest of the fic. We got to see Amber and who? Oh, I hear my mom upstairs. Let's see. We have Moonbeam, Aura, and Amber. Now, let me think. It's not much of a spoiler, given by the fic description. Let me give you the fic description. Oh, it may be a spoiler. But I don't know, dark blue. Do I want it to be a spoiler? I'm trying to decide whether I should reveal who Moonbeam is. Mabel, you may be able to. Would it be a shock to find out who Moonbeam is? I'm confused, but anyway, Amber, for all of you who know, which you find out in like the very, go away you, who finds out in the very next chapter, Amber is Kira. Aura is a secret, and Moonbeam. Yeah, if you're reading this fic on the site, you'll know who Moonbeam is. Okay, it's Luna as a before she had the name Luna, 1,011 years ago, before she was banished. It's kind of like her nickname that Aura gave her, because Luna's kind of proper, Princess Luna. So Moonbeam is a nickname that what's your face? Oh, the Aura gave her. So yeah, so we had the setup for Luna's backstory. We met Aura. Aura and Luna had a relationship back in the day, and we met. We find out that what's your face? Aura. She's the sister of Kira. So interesting stuff's gonna happen later on. Again, the link will be in the description if you want to read it yourself. That's it for this chapter. I'll see you all next time.